Yo, it's the Flair. Trying to get my shit set up, but I don't really know how to do this YouTube thing. Don't really give a fuck at the moment. I ain't gonna lie. The mood I'm in, it's not very energetic. It's not where I really want it to be, and I'm starting to learn, like, for your energy to be high. Excuse me. Every time I get on here, I gotta fucking burp or something. Anyway, to have high energy, you have to do things. At least as a man, right? You have to consistently be moving, have some type of movement, like physically or mentally. Your brain has to be focused on achieving or accomplishing something. Like, you're essentially creating the motivation and the energy building by doing, by creating, by allowing yourself to process, like using your thought process to discover new things before you actually get to seeing, like before you actually physically seeing it or it's in your hands. You know what I'm saying? That pushes, that gives you the energy, but at the same time, you gotta be eating right, and they make the things that's better for your body cost more money. Now I believe they do that just because they don't want people being healthy. The more that we're down, the more that we're not building our chakras, the more that our souls seem to be bound by what it is that we allow ourselves to have as people, and then what we're limited to having from what the government gives us and the laws that are put in place. Most of that, in my opinion, seems to be society. Like, as people, we have it mixed up. What it is that our priorities are, the information and the energy that we're actually putting out there to help people progress and grow and learn. It seems like it's more like, I want to be successful, so I'm gonna do everything in my power to get there. But once I get there, I'm not going to give back. I'm not going to help. I'm not going to help put people in positions to be successful like me, because I don't want them overdoing me or outclassing me. I want to be able to stay in this game for a really long time, so I can't give up my secrets. I gotta be super closed in. You know what I'm saying? I just don't really believe that's the way to go. As people, we should want to see other people succeed. The people at the bottom are looking at the people at the top. There shouldn't be a top and a bottom, but there is, right? So, being that there is, because, I like to look at things for what it is, but then like how it got there, or why it is the way that it is. And it's not like I can just pop up, the information just gonna pop up out of nowhere, because that's not how it works. You can't know something without learning about it. This is how we work as human beings. You don't think, you can't just know something without ever experiencing it or hearing somebody else experiencing, being able to feel what it is they were saying, how they were expressing themselves, and then finding the information for yourself. Since we have all of the information for ourselves, pretty much everything out there is able to be accessed. It's unlimited access to information. Most of that information probably isn't good information, but it's about how you look at it, because I don't want to think. The way that you ask the questions and the way that you talk about things is how that's the energy that you're giving off. When you're thinking about it, and then what you put out into the universe, that is going to create the kind of answer you get, what it is that you receive. Obviously, the work that you put in, that accounts for something too. You can't just be like, even if you say a whole bunch of negative, nasty, stuff that's not really helping anybody, even yourself. If you putting in the work, you can still be successful. You can still grow as far as your business and your money and stuff. That's not a problem, but as a person, as a human being, growing to become less of a narcissistic, pessimistic type person to a more kind, compassionate, smart, or more so educated, right? Educated, uh, a man of learning, a woman of learning, of taking care of yourself mentally and physically, not being limited to the titles that are out here that people place on one another just because all they know is judgment, and leaving that area of judgment in itself, like not being able to judge people, because that's kind of all we really know to do. Like, you look at something and you instantly, I don't know how everybody else works, but I'm thinking when you look at something or when you see something, when you feel something, when your senses are activated, right? Naturally, you're going to assess, observe, assess, analyze, and then do whatever it is that you do. But sometimes getting stuck in them areas when you're thinking too much, or you're putting yourself in position to not actually act on what it is that you believe. Rather, you seeking validation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you looking for something that's not there because you want. I don't know, no. It's there, right? Because you feel it, you sense it, right? I don't know if I got off track. I feel like I lost it. No cap. But if I'm right, because I've been feeling a little off. I'm not gonna cap. I'm really trying to stick to my journey, and I think the problem is it's like the longer I want to stay disciplined and healthy and focused on me, focused on myself and training and learning about myself, and then reality at the same time, it's not easy. I wasn't really expecting it to be easy, but it's a lot more difficult because of the way that I go about my life, right? And who I've become as a person through everything that I've been through and what it is that I've learned and the experience that I have being on this planet, in this body, right? And it's difficult from the standpoint if you're the kind of person who didn't have anybody really telling you how to live. It was just kind of like survival. Like, when you hungry, eat. When you thirsty, drink. When you want something new, ask for it. If you don't want to ask for it, go work for it. You know what I'm saying? Simple. Shit like that. Like, it wasn't you could do this, you could have this, if you do this. For example, getting that build up and that confirmation from your family, from your parents, from your friends, like, oh yeah, you got it. Just be patient and take your time. And when you try to learn this, make sure you do this. And I didn't have that. If I did, I apologize to the people who gave that to me. But from what it is that I've gone through, it's like, no. Maybe I was too hard-headed or stubborn or stingy or whatever at them points in time. But I don't remember people being in my corner as I was going on my journey. It's more like, as a man, you have to deal with everything and you can't complain. As a man, you can't express yourself freely because now you're weak. You're not allowed to be vulnerable because now you're weak. And you're not allowed to wear whatever clothes you want to, because some clothes may make you seem like this. You may be looked at like this. People may judge you and treat you like this. People may not want to talk to you. They may not want to be your friend no more because you are different. You are unique. What is important to you, what is valuable to you, what you like, what you love, what you enjoy. It's not about what you want. It's not about you taking care of yourself. It's not about the life that you want. it's about making sure that you're doing everything for everybody else. That you're not putting yourself above life and the world and shit like that. I'm like, in no fucking way. Life is supposed to be, uh, life is supposed to be by everybody else. I'm the only motherfucker on this planet. I am the only person inside of this body who is in control of myself, who can make these decisions on whether or not I want to be an asshole, or if I want to be kind and compassionate, if I want to be empathetic toward other people, if I want to be a man who's charismatic and charming versus being disrespectful and mean and ugly in how I express my personality, right? My personality is essentially me. It's who I am. Like, it's who you learn me to be, being with me. Not something that you learn watching me over the phone, fucking stalking me and shit. Not actually putting yourself out there like I am or like I would want to be, and then we being able to exchange that back and forth. I don't see it. Us having to keep everything bottled up. Like, essentially, you're on this planet to work, wake up, work, eat, drink, sleep. Nobody want to live like that. And then that's why you see so many different people, like, depressed and unhappy and worried about things that don't matter. Because it's like, oh, well, this person has a whole bunch of fancy items, designer clothes. They got status because of these things and because of how they appear to be to others, right? And I'm like, I don't believe that's what life should be. I shouldn't idolize a person for what it is that they've done and who they are more than I idolize myself. But that's not okay in society, right? It's more so okay for you to fan over a person and give them your all, essentially, more than you give that to yourself. And when you do give that to yourself, now you're a narcissist. Now you're self-centered. Now you're someone who only cares about themselves, when that's not really the case. As a person, you're supposed to care about you. As a human being, you are supposed to care about yourself. You're supposed to take care of yourself. You're supposed to make sure that you are the person who's getting fanned over. You shouldn't be doing it for the fans, though. Like, for other people to like you, to want to be you, to, you shouldn't be doing it for that. If that ends up happening, then that's what ends up happening. Because we are human beings. Like, I want to see other people be just as successful as I would want myself to be. I don't want to look at myself as being higher or lower than them, but it's not as if we have a choice. You see yourself lower than other people, you will be lower than other people. Because that's just how society is. Other people are going to tell you the same thing. They'll be like, oh, they're going to try to put you in the same places if they're not there. But the people who are there aren't giving us, or no, because that could be wrong, right? It doesn't seem as if they're giving us the information that they got or that they learned from to get to where they are, without making it seem like we have to follow them and do everything that they did and have to pay them $300 to learn something that I could probably learn in 15 minutes and apply that to the rest of my life. From right now all the way until to the end of my lifetime. But I gotta pay you $300 because you believe that's what your information is worth, and that's cool. Like I get it. You want your money just like everybody else has had to earn where they end up going. You want people to value what it is that you do because you earned it. Or we have to believe that you earned it, because people who don't make those sacrifices and aren't as successful, don't do those things, or they would be successful. Not everybody will be successful, but everybody should be able to become successful. Excuse me. And I believe it's about the mindset and the belief system. You know, you see the people who come from the worst situations become the best people, or be put in the best situations because they wanted to stay alive, because life was that much more valuable to them, not even really knowing what it is that will be there once they push past the darkness, once they push past, you know, everything they had to do to get them to where they are now, and to help them leave that place of scarcity and lack. But you see the people who are already there, like already at the top or above middle class, don't do much, or the things they do is mediocre compared to what it is that you would believe that they'd be able to accomplish. And I don't know if it's because they already have it, or the mindset that they have coming up, knowing that they've already succeeded. Really, that's your parents' success, and that's their money, and that's everything that they worked for. And hopefully, if you were to have a parent who had all that, they still give you the same. They give you the right information you need to grow, but also allow you to suffer. You know, I guess it'd be like supervised. I don't fucking know, but you'd have some type of suffering, because that's really what life is. It's suffering, but it's what you choose to suffer. Like what you choose. I think that's right. Like what it is that you choose to suffer with. Because all life is not suffering. Like life in itself is suffering. I truly do believe that. And I only believe that because you don't get to choose to come into this life. You don't get to choose the parents that you have. You don't get to choose the life that you experience. You know, as you come into this world, there's a lot of things that you are not able to control. And then the way that you are born and grown, what it is that you're raised into becoming, right? And then who you are. These are things that are kind of built for us. I mean, obviously you have control over the things that you're involved with, but a lot of it is already influenced by the time that you understand this. You know, and I don't like that, but I understand it, right? I get it, I accept it. You know, it is what it is. But then getting to like, once you've already understood this and you've learned this, and then trying to make the change is like, oh, you know, when I was coming up, I learned this and I realized this and it's made me into this. I don't really like this about myself. So I want to change it, right? And it's not about it being instant, it being right now. No, it's not going to happen right now. It's possible that I can make a change right now that'll help with my bigger goal in changing for tomorrow and the day after that and the week after that and the month after that, etc., right? I get that. But after about 3 days, it's like, dang, like I've been doing this for so long, or even longer than that, or shorter than that, I don't know. But I've been doing this for so long, making this change seem so difficult. You know, but we are capable of that change. But making this change is so hard. You know, how am I gonna keep myself in the mindset of accomplishing this? Because it isn't something that I believe, like the mind starts working against you. Like, oh, it's not something that I believe is gonna work for me. It may not be good. What if this happens? Blah, blah, blah. Right? And I really think for you and for anybody else who ends up watching this, like, you gotta do what's best for you. You gotta do what you believe will work for you and just go do it. Like, especially as a dude, you just gotta go do it. Women, I'm not sure what it is that you need to do, but try the same thing. I believe it'll work for both parties. I'm not doing this for no set of people. I'm just saying, like, I really think it could help if we could, if more people could help people, if we could really think about helping the planet. Like, don't you want to fix the planet, like the place that you live on? You want there to be more grass, more trees, more food, more nature, more animals, more fresh water, less pollution, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Making sure we got our trash taken out properly, figuring out how to change the way that we use transportation and, things like this. And I really believe that we can make change. And I know I got a lot of changes I gotta make, and I really want to make. Like, I really want to push for that, and I really want anyone who gets the opportunity to listen to this, and if you ended up learning something, like, do what's best for you and what you believe in, what you truly do believe in. That's positive. That's for growth. That's for learning. That's for change. That's for you. Put it out into the universe. Like, you have to be vulnerable at some point, because not allowing yourself to be who you truly are and not giving a fuck what other people see when you actually let that go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you observe it, you understood it, you accepted it, you let it go. You let it go. And then, you kept pushing. Like, you can't get stuck. You can't get stuck right here. And you want to get right here. You are going to get stuck right here. It's what you do. It's what you do. And how bad you want it if you're going to get up here. Right here, like, you start right here. Making all them changes, right? But from here, you're going to hit a wall. At some point, you're going to hit a wall, right? And I think it's really about finding a way to really want it. Like, to want it so bad, it's more important than your life. And I don't know if it's possible. Like, I know it's possible, but I don't know that yet. The how. Like, how can this be more important than my life, or more important than my family, or more important than my goals, my priorities? But it is part of your goals and your priorities. It's something that you want to do with your life. You want the financial freedom to do whatever the fuck you want. To do whatever you want. To do, like, you want to be able to experience life without having to worry about bills. Without having to worry about drama. Without having to worry about people coming to rob you, steal something from you, beat you up, shoot you. What energy are you putting out into the universe? Like for real. I think that'll really help people. I think this will really help somebody. And I hope it do. And if it does, leave a comment, man. And I'm gonna catch y'all. All right, peace.